Derek, how are you? Tell everyone about you, a little bit about yourself, your discovery of Japanese music and all that jazz, how your week's going,
I
what
mean,
you up to.
it's probably the same story as most guys. Kind of the pandemic hit, got stuck at home watching YouTube, and found bandmaid. So it kind of goes snowballed from there. Ended up
So,
finding this band and that band, and I just totally fell in love with the Japanese music.
so was Bandmaid your first kind of foray into the music scene, the Japanese music scene?
Bandmaid was, yes, it was actually.
What was the first video?
Probably it was a reaction channel called Old School Nerd,
Okay.
and I think he did two of them. He did Domination and Thrill.
All
And
right.
I was kind of, wow, this is interesting. So then I just started checking it out and fell in love with it pretty quick.
Nice.
Sounds like
My
the vast
favorite
majority
reaction,
of us.
Yeah.
my favorite reaction for a bandmade reaction so far still is Champ there when he said, found the band of his dreams.
Oh, well, I did. Thank you.
That's
I
my
appreciate
my
that.
favorite bandmade reaction.
Oh, that's nice.
Homer Simpson meme as I slowly back into the train. No, but thanks, dude. That actually means a lot to me. I appreciate that. I
That's
remember doing that reaction because I remember, like, I'll never forget the first time that I actually watched a Bandmaid video and was literally like, I can't believe that this exists. Like,
Yeah,
this
That
is made directly for me.
that was
Yeah, that's
that was
about how I felt,
Waves.
man.
That was Waves' favorite reaction too. Was your bandmate one? Because I remember highlighting your first reaction in our interview.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it's the same one.
It's cool. I love when people say that. Like, it's not. A few people have come up to me and told me that was like their favorite reaction before. It always makes me feel a little bit like uncomfortable because I don't know what to say because like
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean? Like the band was just like awesome, and I was just like watching a music video, and I'm like, oh well, I appreciate that you guys liked that video. I didn't do anything for it. I just watched Bandmaid be awesome, but I appreciate it.
I think where I really fell down the rabbit hole was I took a road trip because I'm up in Canada. So I
Right.
wanted to see Bandmaid, so I bought the Aftershock ticket and I bought a ticket for Phoenix. So I ended up doing a 6,000-mile road trip to go see those
Wow.
shows, and then stumbled into 3 extra Bandmaid shows in the process. And that's when I started to meet the Dawn Patrol guys, the
Yeah.
early guys, and started, next thing you know, this 5,000, 6,000-mile road trip is over, and I got 10 new friends from all over the world.
Funny thing about joining a bandmade tour from the fan aspect is you will get to go to more shows whether you planned on it or not. It seems like you have the
Yeah,
opportunity.
and I know I was telling a
Fans
friend
are
of mine, he
amazing.
kind of laughs there. I keep stumbling into Bandmaid tickets.
Yeah.
People just toss them at me. I don't know why that is, but
So
Bandmade fans are very optimistic when they purchase tickets. Sometimes they realize they can't
well,
make
I
it
ended
to all
up
the
like,
shows.
well, I managed to see them 8 times already. It's just crazy.
Wow.
Derek
great.
mentioned Dawn Patrol to me this morning, and I had no clue what it is. So for those who don't know what that is, could you explain it? Because I'm sure I'm not the only person who didn't. Maybe.
Bunch of
That's-
crazy people is what it is.
Yeah, it's the dudes that want the front row. If you want the front row, you want to be on the rail. You want to be right in front of me, sir. You want to be right in front of Konami. You show up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it's turning into 5 o'clock in the morning now. It's like an arms race. It gets worse and worse.
L.A. was 5 in the morning when we
Yeah,
went to
they
that
went.
show.
Right, they're pretty organized too. Somebody brings a Sharpie, and as you show up, they'll write the number on your hand.
It
Well, at
is
least-
helpful, man, for the line, and most people respect that, and it helps
it's
keep
good.
things organized.
Japan, on the other hand, is not like that at all. When you go to shows in Japan, your entry is on your according to your ticket number. that they
So
allow-
every ticket has a number on it, and that's how they let you into the building.
Yep, they get you lined up they're pretty regimented, pretty organized, and they get everybody lined up about an hour before.
Hmm.
And when you go, what I had for Bandmaid in Osaka, it said B07, so I thought, oh, 07, that doesn't sound bad. But there was A1 to 99, and then A100 to 199. Next thing you know, B07 turned out to really be 707. So
Wow.
at Osaka, I was pretty much at the back of the venue, but it's okay because I'm about I'm just over 6 feet tall, so I could see kind of above everybody. And that was actually a great show.
And you're in Japan at that point, so you're probably taller than most of the people in front of you.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, it wasn't that big of a venue anyway. Kobe was a little tougher because it was a very low stage. When Konami goes into Mincho mode, she disappeared.
Yeah, she goes in a power stance and you lose sight of her.
Yeah,
right?
she's gone. You can't see her.
So how many times you see Bandmaid on their Japan leg of this tour?
I saw 2.
Okay. So
I had the Osaka ticket. It's kind of, again, stumbling into Bandmaid tickets. I was actually halfway there because I do 2 flights, Edmonton, Vancouver, Tokyo. So I'm sitting in Vancouver, boarding the flight in about half an hour, and I get a message from Peter Lim. I got an extra Bandmaid ticket. You're still looking for one in Kobe? It means a bunch of train rides. I said, yeah, I'll do it.
Wow, nice.
So another Bandmaid. It meant 3.5 hours on the train to Kobe, and then the next morning, 3.5 hours back to Tokyo to try and make the next show. So it was a challenge. I ended up missing one band, but.
Wow. So did you meet Peter then out at the show?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Nice guy.
That's the first time I'd met him, actually. Oh, actually, no, I'd met Peter at Tokyo Garden Theater.
Oh, okay.
For those who don't know who Peter Lim is, he's from Made News Network. They do news specifically on Bandmaid, so you definitely should go check out their channel. We've had him on for a couple interviews.
Yeah. So you got Tokyo Garden Theater too.
Yeah, that was in January. That was my first trip to Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, the second trip was kind of an accident. I decided that Now Neon Festival was a bucket list item.
Yeah.
So I just called up Bridge Japan, which is a proxy buyer for tickets. That's how I get tickets to go to Japan. Sent them an email and said, can you guys try and get me a Now Neon ticket? And they sent me an invoice, sent the money to them, and then 3 days later, yeah, we got your ticket.
Wow. So
no.
I guess I got to figure this out now, huh?
Yeah, I got to find money in a hurry. What can I sell?
Wow.
I see a guitar behind me. I guess that one's going.
Yeah. So for Tokyo, how long were you there for the Tokyo Garden Theater show? Was that a quick trip?
No, that was 3 weeks. I took 3 weeks on that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then the second trip was 2 weeks.
So let me ask you something. Before you started going on like these tours, basically with these bands, these Japanese bands, after you got into the scene, did you ever do that with other bands previously, like years before?
No, not really.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to travel a lot for Comic Cons. Cosplay is something I kind of used to do, so I just basically replaced my Comic Con travel with band travel.
That's cool, man. I love to hear that because it's like it opened up a door for you, not just like musically, but event wise, like lifestyle wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking me across the world. I mean, I ended up in December. I was working on the end of November, starting this plan for the first trip to Japan. And Rolling Quartz announces a show in December 10th in Hongdae in Seoul. Like, oh, should I? So I go on and I buy the ticket. Oh, no, I guess I'm going to do a 3-day trip to Korea. So that was my first foray overseas, was a 3-day trip to Korea.
Wow.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. The Gaijin guys this year are really trying to up our game in the Japanese music news space, so we really rely on our Patreon supporters and our members over here on YouTube, so thank you so much. So if you guys can help, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member, and you also get exclusive group reactions from all of the guys. Stay awesome, everyone. See you in the next one. See you!